Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you live. Now, look, today, YouTube and Facebook are working just fine. Instagram is not doing it. I swear, every single time I go live, it's something. All right, let's try it one more time. We're going to try and go live on Instagram one more time, see if we can't get this. It just keeps saying one and circling. Oh, well. All right. I give in. I can't ever have it all running it smoothly at the same time, apparently. Apparently, that's how it goes, but that's all right. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. There we are on Instagram. It finally got itself together. Oh, I'm glad to be here today. Welcome, welcome. I am here today because I am a coach for women who want to stay and heal and reconcile after infidelity. I know that's a crazy thing to even ask for. I know a lot of people will tell you that that's not even possible to do, but I am here to tell you that it is not only possible, but it can be the best part of your relationship. It could be better than it ever was before. I'm here to help you with that, answer all your questions about how to get there, all right? So if you're with me now on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, make sure you give me lots of likes. If you're here joining me on the replay, hashtag replay, let me know that you saw me after. Either way, just let the algorithm know that you like me and you want to see me a little bit more. All right. So, whoever is here today, make sure you give me some Thirsty Thursday goodness. Post something good in the comments. Let me know what is going on well with you this week. All right. Oh, goodness. Charmene, I see you out there, girl. Hey, glad you're here. All right. Yes, we're about to get started. We're about to roll through this because number one, I want to remind you that right now the doors are open to my After Infidelity Mastermind. If you want to get help, if you need 12 solid weeks of working with not just me, but with an entire group of women on getting past this infidelity, getting to a better place, making yourself feel more regulated, giving yourself a plan to go forward, I am here for you with the After Infidelity Mastermind. I teach you lots and lots of things about coping with this, about improving the relationship as you go along. It's priceless for your healing. I want you to skip ahead. I don't want you to stay stuck in this part any longer. I want you to go ahead and skip ahead to where you're really on the way to healing a lot faster than you have been. That is what I want for you. Hey, Charmaine. I want that for you. So make sure you sign up. I'm going to go ahead and put it. Hey, I haven't put it on Instagram. I will put it on my Instagram in my link tree. And also, it is in the Love After Cheating group as well. So make sure you're looking out for that. Come on and join me for the After Infidelity Mastermind. It's brilliant. It's so good with all the women joining me in there. The camaraderie, the support. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so we're gonna get started. Oh yeah, and if you're just not sure about it, you're not sure you want to join the group, go ahead and get on a call with me. Go ahead and go to my link tree or go ahead and come over to the Love After Cheating page. I put it up here a couple of times. I think the last place I put it was in the Welcome Wednesday post comments. Either way, come on and get on a call with me. If you don't know if you need coaching, you don't know if I can actually help you, if you'd like to talk to me and try and figure out exactly what to do about this situation, I'm here for you, okay? All right, so y'all. There we go. Now I plugged everything. Now we can get down to business. So we can talk about some things. We're going to talk about what we normally talk about. First and foremost, before we even go into the regular stuff, it is the night of the full moon. The full moon is here. It is today. If you have been feeling like you have to talk about it, if you have been feeling like you are just hating everything that he does, if you are just feeling out of whack, out of sorts, I want you to know that you're not the only one, okay? Every single month, this happens. I was a nurse for a very long time. I fully believe in the power of the full moon. Ask any medical professional, they shall tell you that the night of the full moon, couple nights ahead of it too, are going to be a little intense. And it has been. I've been talking to people left and right right now because it's getting to people right now. All right. I'm trying to calm people down, talk people down. So definitely, if you want to get on a call with me, go ahead and do that. But it is intense right now. I don't know exactly why it's so intense. I don't know about the horoscopes and all that involved in it. But I'm trying to tell you, it's kind of an intense full moon. People have really been feeling it. So if you are feeling that way, I want you to just stop. I want you to do some self care. I want you to take care of yourself, pamper yourself, treat yourself really, really nicely right now, and just focus on you. Don't let your focus wander to anything or anybody else. It is just about taking care of you right in this moment. Can you promise me that? Can you do that for me until, let's say, give it 4 more days? Give it 4 more days, and okay, the moon will have released its hold on you. It won't be messing with you so badly. If you still feel like you really need to talk about it in like 4 days, like on the 27th, if you still feel like you need to do it, which is Memorial Day, which is probably not a good day to talk about it anyway, because let's not ruin the holidays. But if you still feel like that on the 27th, then you can talk about it. But up until then, just leave it be. It is not that important right now. I promise you, the moon is tugging on you, making you feel like everything is super important, and it's not. All right. All right. Now to the regular stuff. Any questions about the full moon? Anything about what I'm talking about with that? I'm trying to tell you, if you've ever worked with people, you will know that the full moon affects people. It just does. All right. So the next thing which is usually the first thing, we're gonna do our deep breathing because the moon is pulling on us so bad, and we need to go ahead and do some deep breathing. We need to calm ourselves. We need to reflect, turn inward, get a little meditative tonight. All right. So we're gonna do our deep breathing, and what I do is 4-7-8 breathing. Now you can do whatever type of breathing technique you want to do. Pick one, stick with it. Do a whole bunch of them if you want to, just as long as you do it. All right. This is a physical thing we're talking about. We're not talking about, oh, this is all in your head. If you deep breathe, you are actually changing what your brain is doing after this trauma. Your brain after trauma will want you to have that fight or flight reaction, right? It will send out adrenaline into your system, have you shaky and nervous and ready to fight and ready to run at the same time. It's crazy, right? If you can start to regulate that feeling instead of just being carried away by it, if you can recognize that it is part of the trauma response, it is part of what your brain does to make you ready to defend yourself, but recognize that you don't need that reaction right this second, you will go very, very far as your healing journey. You will get much more regulated, and your body won't be able to just throw you into that fight or flight state without you recognizing it and having a way to calm it down. The deep breathing is a way to calm it down. When you exhale fully, you're letting out excess carbon dioxide that has been built up in your lungs because you have been hyperventilating, inhaling a whole bunch of oxygen, but not ever exhaling any of the carbon dioxide. That's what you're doing when you blow out, is releasing that carbon dioxide. If you have excess carbon dioxide in your blood, there's a switch in your brain that will say there's too much carbon dioxide, something is wrong, and make you panic too. So we don't need to activate that. We're going to exhale, blow it all out. Then we're going to inhale for a count of 4 because we need some good fresh oxygen to fill up those lungs. We just blew everything out. Now we got to replace what we've blown out. Get that oxygen in there. Now that we got it in there, you're going to hold on to it for 7 seconds, which is strange because most people don't pause in their breathing. Our breathing is automatic, it goes in and out pretty much without us thinking about it. Usually, we only have pauses when something has interrupted that process. Something, that traumatic has happened, something drastic had to happen for us to pause our breathing. So, when we're using that pause, we're giving our body a second to actually use all that oxygen we just inhaled. You just inhaled a whole lungful of it. Let your body use it. Gives it a few seconds for your blood to latch onto these oxygen molecules, do what it needs to do. Okay, then we're going to blow out again for a count of 8. If you can start to just exhale with control, you can help yourself tremendously. If you can stop yourself from and go and not let yourself get caught up in that hyperventilating breath, that's going to help you all by itself. But I like to put together all of the components of breathing for us to do our deep breathing because it's a pattern. And if you get that pattern repeating in your brain, it starts to help with intrusive thoughts and it tells your brain that you are fine. You do not need to be protected. Everything is safe. Okay. So we're going to do that together. Hope that makes sense. You let me know if there's anything about the physiology of the deep breathing that you need to know. Like, why does this work? Like people that vape, people that smoke, that's the reason it's so relaxing because you're taking full deep breaths. Yes, if you got nicotine in the vape, yeah, that's stimulating. That feels good, but you don't actually have to have that. A lot of the soothing effect of puffing is the fact that you're deep breathing. So you might as well just deep breathe. You might as well do that. Do the healthier option of that. I did see these little vape pens that have just flavor and it's just air, which I thought was interesting. That'd be cool if you had like an oral fixation, but it will remind you to take those slow deep breaths. All right, we're going to do our deep breathing together. Remember, blow out, inhale for 4, hold for 7, blow out again for 8. All right, first thing we're going to do is blow out. Make the noise. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. How do you feel when you do your deep breathing? Let me know how you're feeling. If you haven't done it for a while, is it different when you first start doing it again? And if you've been doing it on a regular, how dependable is it? Let other people know in the comments. Make sure that you let other women know about your journey, about how this actually does work for you. I want us to be able to share that. I know that there's a lot of women out there, a lot of groups, a lot of things that will tell you that this is just an absolutely impossible thing to do. And there's nothing that you can do to help yourself. He has to make all the decisions and fix this for you. But I'm telling you that this is your trauma, okay? I know that he inflicted it. I get that. But you are the one this happened to. So you are going to be the one who needs to heal. And it sucks. It does, because it'll make you feel really unfair that I have to do all this work to heal myself because of something he did. But the thing is, it happened to you. So you've got to be the one to be able to heal. And you can't depend on other people for your healing. That is a bad position to put yourself in. You do not want to just hand over your heart to people because their heart is always going to be their first priority. Even the people that we love the most, handing over responsibility for how we're feeling to another person, we're always going to come second to that person because that's the way we're wired as people. We're going to worry about our own feelings first. So you have to take care of this. You have to start the healing process on your own. That's why I only work with women, because I need to hit you where this devastation, it meets the regulation phase. We need to start from, okay, yeah, you're a pile on the floor. We need to get you regulated so that then you can actually go about repairing the relationship, getting to a better place with them. You can't do that if you can't get yourself up off the floor, regulate yourself enough to be thoughtful and be able to participate in communication. If you are traumatized, your communication skills are bad. I know that everything you think that you're saying is just landing with him, and you are just absolutely accurate and spot on with what you want to say. But if you are still very dysregulated, feeling very emotional, it's very difficult to get your communication across well and for you to understand what he's trying to communicate to you. So we have to get ourselves to a more regulated space. Doing your deep breathing is the first step to that. Second thing that we're always going to talk about every single time we talk is do your journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? I need you to sit down and start doing that. Right here, I got this one, came from the Dollar Tree. It's got stickers. Look at that. But it's just a plain old journal. I don't care what you use, but sit down, put pen to paper, and start to focus on thinking about your feelings, the questions that you have, how your body and your mind are reacting to this trauma, anything that is a cycle, anything that is something that keeps on happening. If you keep on feeling a certain way or asking a certain question, you need to pay attention to that. Those things that repeat over and over again are signs. They are signposts on your way to healing. They're the things that most need to be healed. So you need to be able to write those down and pay attention to the overall patterns. It's very hard to do that if you don't write it down. You will not be able to see the pattern as well if you do not write it down. Okay? We must be able to do that. Write it down. Date, time, level of anxiety. Your date and your time are so that you have data. You can figure out by the data exactly when things happen, if it is a certain time of day, it is a certain day of the week, it is a certain weather. It could be all sorts of things that are triggering you in your recovery after this infidelity. So you've got to start writing some stuff down. You need data to be able to comb through, to be able to have insight into things that you didn't necessarily realize in the time. You wrote it down, but you didn't fully connect with it because you've been traumatized, and nobody is making all the connections when they're traumatized. So we've got to start writing it down. You need this information to help you along the healing path. Date, time, level of anxiety, date and time at the top, level of anxiety at the top and at the bottom of your entry. And level of anxiety, 0 to 10. 0 is no anxiety whatsoever. You feel wonderful. All is right with the world. 10 is I want to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked. That is a 10. Anything less than that is not a 10. Do not write down a 10 if you're sitting at your journal, okay? You can write about it later. You can write about it when you've calmed the hell down. When you're at an 8, you're furiously scribbling in the journal about it. You can say, I was just at a 10. I was throwing stuff and I almost ran down the street naked. You can say that afterwards, but you can't say that in the moment. If that moment you're like, I'm at a 10, chances are you're not sitting down at your journal writing. You're probably screaming. You're probably throwing something. Okay. So we've got that, right? Put that before and after so that you can tell how much the journaling actually helped. If you were at an 8 when you started and you're at a 6 when you're done, 5 minutes of journaling took you down 2 levels. Okay. It is effective and it's effective quickly. And again, I want you to start feeling better faster. This is just, it takes too much time to heal. It really does. I want you to start feeling better faster. I need you to take shortcuts wherever you can. And this is a shortcut. All right. Doing your journaling. Third thing, be grateful. That's what I would love for you to take with you when you leave me today, is to be grateful for everything. Try your very best to be grateful for everything. Everything that is in this world, every problem that you have, there could be some good. There could be some silver lining in it if you can just look at it clearly enough. So I want you to start really being thankful. And that's why I do Thirsty Thursday. I want to hear about the good stuff that's happening in your lives. I want to share it. Every time we go live, I am dying to share good news with everybody that you all have shared with me. I want you all to know that just because this trauma has happened does not mean that all of the joy is sucked out of your life. Okay. Joy doesn't even need hope. Okay. Joy can just be. You can go ahead and be joyful for something that is in your life because you know you're grateful for it. And that makes sense to you logically. You don't even have to feel it deeply, but you can know it. And the more you think about the things that you are grateful for, the less you think about the things that you are not grateful for. You think about those things less. You are pulling to mind what you want your brain to think about. You are telling your brain, I am looking for good stuff. I am looking for the things that make me feel all warm and fuzzy in my heart. And your brain will start to listen to you. Even with the effects of the trauma, it will start to listen to you if you are consistent about looking for the good thing, the thing to be grateful for. So that's what I want to hear from you today. Tell me some good stuff. I know I'm about grateful that the school year is about over. Woo, boy, I got 2 more years. My son will be a junior, then a senior, and then done with the whole school thing. Oh my goodness. I won't have school age children anymore. It is a beautiful thing, right? I am grateful. I'm grateful I made it through pre-K and first grade and fifth grade, all of that. I am grateful that I made it through that. I am grateful. Oh, I am also grateful that my husband has bipolar disorder, as we have discussed many times, and he has been feeling really bad this week. He's been feeling bad, and he's been trying not to tell me, but I can see it. But the other day, he finally just broke down. And he was like, "Okay, I need to tell you about how I'm feeling." And he told me about how he was feeling, and I hugged him up, and I gave him love and touch therapy, and he feels better. All right. There's nothing like touch. There is nothing like touching the person that you love to start to heal you up a little bit. It is good for your body. It is one of those things that helps people heal. I used to work in pediatrics with the babies. You got to hold the babies sometimes. You got to touch them. You got to have some skin to skin contact. It helps our hormones. It helps our bodies regulate. So I am grateful for the fact that he told me and for the fact that I was able to help him. It was cool. It was cool all the way around. So you all let me know if you've got something for Thirsty Thursday, some good news that has happened in your life. Go ahead and put it in the comments. I want to hear about it all. Okay? Every single good thing I want to hear about. Next thing, you all put that in the comments. But next thing, oh, you know what? I'm grateful for blue nail polish. I'm gonna tell you what right now. I think this is adorable, and it matches my starry like space themed dress for the full moon. Loving it. Love. This makes me happy. These colors making me happy. All right. Anyway, grateful for that. All right. Last thing that I always tell you about, that I'm always going to tell you about because it's so important. I need you to stop asking all those damn questions. Okay. All of these questions that you want to ask, you want to have answered. I promise your healing is not within any of those answers. It is not there. I promise you that. People think that we have to start off with full disclosure. I've heard that phrase, and I have gotten more and more uncomfortable with it as I have gone along and trying to actually figure out what helped heal the women that this has happened to, not just the overall relationship, but the women themselves. All right. Because you can't heal the relationship without you healing. It's just, it doesn't work that way. You're not going to be able to heal together until you are able to start healing. And I am here to tell you that that full disclosure bullshit does not help. It does not help. Oh, I got lost over here on Facebook. I mean, on Instagram. Okay. I don't know what that was all about. But it does not help. It is not helpful. You are not in the place, as you are this devastated, as you are this hurt, blinded by rage and fury and feelings of unfairness. Hearing this whole story is not the best thing for you in that state. In that state, you're not even going to be able to receive the whole story. There is going to be points where you get stopped because a particular detail blows up in your brain and becomes the biggest damn deal ever. Can I get a witness? You all let me know if that has happened to you. Some detail that he's given that you thought was going to help you just shattered you, made you feel even worse. I am telling you, your peace, your healing, your reconciliation is not going to be found in full disclosure, especially not in the midst of finding this out. Especially if he's still involved with her, you're not going to be able to get that. You're not in the place. He's not in the place and you're not in the place. He's not in the place to tell you and you're not in the place to receive it. So if you want to ever get all of that, you got to actually start on down the healing path. As you start to heal, as you start to get reconciled a little bit, as you start to even out your own emotions and get yourself regulated, then you'll be in a position that you can hear that. But as of right now, in this incredibly emotionally volatile situation, it is not the best idea. I have tried it. I have tried so hard to let women just be like, okay, I need to know everything. And if I don't know everything, then I just can't move on. But that is a trick. That is a trick of the trauma. Remember, I told you this trauma affects your brain. It changes the way your brain works. It tells you that. It tells you, I must know everything. I must have all of the details. And if I don't have all of the details, then I can't go ahead and heal. But the thing is, that's what you're looking for. All right. I need you to back up a step from there. You are saying that is what you're looking for. You are looking for a reason to heal, a reason to be close. And you don't have to have a damn reason. Okay. If that is what you're looking for and what you're choosing for yourself, you got to come set yourself down and have a little come to Jesus moment about that, okay? You need to just accept that about yourself, that this person, you might have thought that cheating was a deal breaker before, but who knew? Come to find out, it actually wasn't. So you don't need all of these answers. All you need is your answer. Your answer is good enough. I promise you it is. I know in a situation where you feel like you're not enough, that's hard to hear, but I'm telling you right now, you are enough to make this decision all by yourself without having all the information and everything. Whatever you're choosing, if you are trying to find a reason to stay and work things out, just take yourself seriously about that. Stop trying to ask all the questions and disturbing yourself and stay peaceful about your decision and heal from there. Okay. Now, all of that being said, the whole point of that was stop asking all those damn questions. Okay. That being said, I understand that it is a trauma response. Your brain is going to itch to ask a question. It wants to know all the information. And like I said, it's not trying to help you. It's not trying to make it better. It's not trying to make you less afraid. It's not trying to make you reconnect. It is leaving damage, trying to keep you apart, trying to keep you isolated, separated. If I have all of this information, I have ammo to use against you as you are trying to reconcile. Every time you get close, your brain can throw a fact at your head and make you have to pull away. So That being said, knowing that it is an automatic thing that your brain does on trauma, you're going to want to ask some questions. I'm saying ask better questions. If you must, if your brain has just come to itch so badly that you must, try these. Okay. This is the and, THEAND, the and. This came from a group called The Skin Deep. You can go to theskindeep.com and find them, or you can go to Amazon and find them. I think this deck is about $30 right now. I haven't checked in a while. Maybe been about 6 months since I checked, but I think it's still about $30 on Amazon. These are excellent questions for healing. This is asking stuff that is not about the affair, but about your relationship, about how you relate to one another. Much, much better than all the questions you want to ask, right? You want to ask stuff about the affair. You want to ask, well, how could you do this to me? Yeah, you couldn't possibly love me. Tell me how you can love me and still have done this. Those questions get you nowhere. They're just negative thoughts and fear speech that comes up to the surface of your brain every time you have some kind of trauma. So those answers aren't going to help you. I want you to ask some more constructive questions. These are specifically for healing. Okay. So this is one says, what do you think I think is my greatest achievement so far? What do you think that I think my greatest achievement is so far? What am I proud of? What have I done that I feel like is a great achievement? And if it comes down to it, can you think of anything that you've achieved? You feel good about some things. If that's not happening for you, you might need to work on that. If there's nothing that you can even think of that he would be like, yes, you should be proud of this, then you might want to start thinking about yourself a little bit more. Might want to start thinking about the things that you're doing. Find things to be proud of. Find things that can make you feel good about being a person on this planet. All right. Find those things, do those things, become the person that you want to be. Okay. Next one is, what do you think is my next mountain to climb? Interesting question, right? What if he doesn't say anything about the infidelity? What if he doesn't say anything about you healing from that? What if he says he thinks your next mountain to climb is your next goal at work or your next baby together? What if he says something that you don't necessarily think he will say? Wouldn't that be interesting to find out? Wouldn't that be better than the questions that you want to ask? All right. And let's do one more. They're all scattered about my desk. What are you not facing? See, that may be a question that ends up talking about the affair. Maybe. But he might not come up with that. If you ask him this question, you could say, what are you not facing? And he might say something completely off the wall that you had no idea about, but you wouldn't have known unless you asked a better question. Okay. These are much better questions than the ones you want to ask. Try those out instead. Okay. Any questions about that first part? Oh, well, good. Now I'm starting to take questions from everybody that has joined me today. You all make sure, put your questions in the comments and let me know what you want to talk about because I want to tell you, I got the answers. I got them. I got them in my pocket. I want to go ahead and share them with you. Okay. It is the full moon. And it's so weird. It's like, over the years, like the full moon, like I feel like it's almost like cramping, but not. It's like being pulled on the inside. It's a strange feeling. So it's like down where it should be cramps, and it's not necessarily painful, but it feels like a pulling. And it's like every full moon, every full moon, and every full moon, I am super sleepy. I want to rest. I want to sleep. I do not want to do anything. Well, except for clean. About 3 days before, I want to clean everything. And then for like 2 days, I want to sleep. All right. So full moon has an effect on like everybody. Let me know what effects is having on you. And I posted in the group so that we could tell each other because it is not a strange thing to be affected by. People think that's so woo woo and it's not real, but honey, it's real. All right. Let's see. Join my After Infidelity Mastermind. I want you there. Click on the link. I'm going to put it in my link tree in just a second. All right. Let's see. What do I got? If you got any questions for me, let me know. I know Charmaine posted a question up here. Lord. Okay, there we go. All righty. Charmaine said, how to handle the disappointment of your partner admitting to using porn sometimes, then not being able to get excited with me at all physically. Whoo, boy, there's layers to that one, Charmaine. There's layers to that, okay? If there's a lot of ifs there. There are a lot of different things that be going on. First and foremost, we need to say this. Robin Williams had a joke. He said that God gave men a brain and a penis and only enough blood to operate one at a time. Okay. That's where we need to start from. Okay. The blood volume in his body is not enough to be able to maintain a whole bunch of coherent thoughts and maintain an erection. Okay. It's too much for the blood pressure. Okay. You gotta have the blood pressure pumping to one or the other area. And if it is going down below, he's not going to be in his head as much. Now, if that could be just all there is, all right, if there was nothing else going on, then it is definitely possible for a man to be in his head about performing so much with you that blood just drains the hell out of the place that it's supposed to be and goes to his head. He starts thinking too much. You know how it is when you overthink, right? I know that many other women that I have talked to, that I work with, that are watching right now, have experienced overthinking. For them, if that blood flow is not going down and it's going up into their big head, into their brain, it is hard to maintain an erection. Okay, just the physiological portion on its own, it requires too much blood, too many places for them to be able to think that hard. All right, if they're with you and they are stressed about something, they have been feeling like the relationship is going down, they know that you're disappointed in them, that you are looking at them kind of side-eyed already as far as sex is concerned, then all of that blood is going to his big brain. It is going to his thoughts and not down below. Okay, that is the first layer of it. Okay, people if you have like little kids, that pitter patter of the little feet totally drains it away. Okay, there's that just that layer. All right, then you add in the porn. Okay, let's add in the porn for that sake. Now it could be a couple of different things with the porn. It could be that he is so wrapped up in porn, so addicted to the porn itself, not to sex, but to porn itself, that it is disturbing everything else in your lives. We're not having sex because he's so obsessed with the porn. Then it could be that he's just using it as a pressure release type thing. If he's not able to maintain when he's with you, having that partner that is on the screen that has absolutely no disappointment in him whatsoever, completely stranger, nobody that he knows, nobody that he owes anything to, if he's watching that, then he may be able to go ahead and get himself into the mental position to be able to maintain that erection long enough to get through to some satisfaction. So there's a couple of ways that it could wind up with just the porn issue in and of itself. That does happen to some men, that sometimes that they have such a difficulty with the actual like in live person sex that they need the porn just to be able to maintain that part of their lives. So, couple of things. Then as far as like physiologically why he may or may not be able to have an erection, there's other things to have um, considered in that. Number one, could it be drug or alcohol abuse? Um, I know that using cocaine will make it so that you don't get hard. Too much alcohol will soften it up. So if he's been doing too many drugs, too much alcohol, he's not gonna be able to. Even if he might be using the porn, he may not be able to get fully there anyway. Even with the use of that, if he is using drugs and alcohol and using the porn to counter effect the drugs and the alcohol, then perhaps he is having multiple layers of problems. You see what I'm saying here? Like it could be a lot of things. Then on top of all of that, there is the fact that most men are walking around here with some kind of depression, anxiety, some kind of difficulty with their mental health that we're not usually aware of. I remember I was a nurse. I walked around here. I was with my husband for years before we got to a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist was like, okay, well, yeah, but do you know he never sleeps? Do you realize that he never sleeps? Like, I did not know that that was happening to me. Okay. I did not know that was happening to him. I did not have a clue. All right. So a lot of men are walking around here with severe anxiety, severe depression, bipolar disorder, BPD, whatever, walking around here completely undiagnosed, feeling like crap because that stuff makes your body hurt. It makes your whole body feel bad. And so if you're walking around here with that depression hanging on you, making your stress hormones go up, you're not going to be able to do it then either. So there's so many layers. And then don't get me started on the fact that a lot of antidepressants will keep them from either getting hard or like finishing. And so there's so many layers to what could be going on with them. It could not just be, oh, he just likes porn more than he likes me. A lot of the time, that's not what it is. There is something deeper. There are levels to it that something is going on with him. And Charmaine, I know some of the things that is going on with him. It's levels. This is not just, oh, he just loves porn so much. There are levels to the things that are going on with him that you and I both know that are causing him to not be able to do that. And so it's not a personal thing to you. It's what's going on within his brain and within his body that is causing him to have that difficulty. It's the same thing as when women have that blockage too, when we feel like we just can't let that wall down, we can't open ourselves up, we can't go ahead and enjoy ourselves physically with a partner. It could be the exact same thing going on with him because he's got so much going on. So the disappointment level is the expectation thing, and I think that is where he is having problems too. He expects to do more, and then you expect him to do more, and then he fails in that expectation, and you look disappointed, and he feels disappointed, and then that makes it worse for the next time. That is one of those problems that get compounded with couples. I've seen very often that, okay, it started off, well, I'm not really interested, and for whatever reason that was going on with him, and then it got less and less and less because he was having these issues, not able to focus, not able to be present in his body enough to be able to enjoy intimacy with his partner. So it's about having compassion, really. Handling the disappointment is about understanding that you're not the only one that's disappointed. Whatever is going on with him is affecting him physically to the point that the only way that he can get himself excited, and still not even all the time, just sometimes, is using the porn. But it's not fixing the problem. It's not fixing all the layers of what is going on with him. So, that's the hard part, is getting to work on all the layers. And that's a difficult thing because they feel very down about themselves and very much like there's no point once it has started affecting their sex lives. At that point, they feel like, oh, well, I just can't do it. A lot of men, if they will meet a new woman, all right, this is why I think that he has done this multiple times, is if he meets a new woman, that surge of testosterone, because all men get a surge of testosterone meeting, interacting with a new woman. When that happens, then all of a sudden it's working. And he's like, oh my God, a real person is making me feel like this. I can still do it. It does still work. And then he just goes ahead and cheats. So there's a lot of men that just that surge of testosterone makes them aware of it again, that it's working, that it's not just broken. I can still do it. And then that makes them so excited that they go ahead and feel like, oh well, I should cheat because it's working now. Right? So it levels, so many levels. It's so much psychology with men and their members. It really is. But a lot of it is just trying to have some compassion for the fact that something is wrong. Something that, yeah, they're expected to be able to be ready. And so when he is disappointing you, when he is not ready and he's not doing that, he is in his head, probably beating himself up, tearing himself down. The depression is probably winning inside his head when you're disappointed, because he doesn't want to disappoint you. He doesn't. No man wants to feel like they're a disappointment in bed. No man wants that. None of them. None of them do. So he might just feel bad about it, and he has been feeling bad about it for long enough that we're at the point now where it's just not working. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, Tish? I mean, that was a whole lot. That was a mouthful. He is getting, he gets that surge from the watching of the porn, because that's always new women. They never watch the same video twice. They don't do that. So what is happening is he's seeing a new woman on the screen. He's getting a surge of testosterone. He's able to get up. And then he feels better in his head. And then the same thing can happen with new women. And so, all the other stuff that had been suppressing that drive kind of get pushed away with that surge of testosterone. When they get that surge of testosterone, honey, they love that. It feels good. It feels like what they think it is to be a man. Feels very manly, kind of aggressive, very sexual. That's what they feel like men is supposed to be. And so they get that rush and it feels good and they like how that feels, especially if their testosterone has been dipping too. Sometimes, at mid 30s on up, it can start to dip. It can start to get lower and lower per month. So even if he was experiencing that too, that's another thing to check out with his doctor. But that's another physical thing that could be going on with him, that dip in testosterone. And then when he meets a new woman, interacts with a new woman, sleeps with a new woman, all of a sudden he's got all of this testosterone pumping. And unfortunately, testosterone makes him kind of stupid. The whole trope about people on steroids being kind of stupid. Yeah, it works like that. Testosterone bathing your brain actually kind of makes you dumb. So the effects of that over and over and over again, being stupider and stupider and stupider, you try to have a little compassion for it. If you can understand what's going on with his brain and his body, and understand that things that are going on inside of him that are completely out of his control, that he's probably not even aware of, try and let that be a little compassion in your heart for him. Try to start making it be lots of touch that has absolutely nothing to do with sex. We are not having sex. I just want to lay here. I want to cuddle. I want to hold you. I want to touch each other. I want to kiss. I'll make out for a little while, but we're not having sex. Like starting to do some of those things, taking that pressure off. Now, it may not be just that, but the first place to start is taking some of that pressure off. So if you start off, you're like, okay, look, we're going to start making out every day, and it does not have to lead to sex at all. If you feel like it, if you're there with me and you're like, yes, I want to do it, okay, we can. But I'm saying like just cuddling and hugging and kissing and touching and having our hormones work together a little bit without the expectations attached to it. Does that make sense? And try and make it be like that for a little while. Try and just make it be that tension that we are not going to. No, we're not. No, we must resist. Every time I tell a couple to resist, yeah, they do. So try to resist. He said, sorry for the loaded question. No, don't worry about it. It's deep. There's layers. There's layers to it. And I do know some of the situation with him. And like I'm saying, it is not just, oh, I just like porn. There is a mental aspect and there is a physical aspect. There's a couple mental aspects and a couple physical aspects going on with him that are leading him not to be able to do it with you. All right, that I can think of off the top of my head, a couple of things that are stopping him. So I know that sucks. I know that it does, but maybe if we can start getting some intimacy going that has no expectations involved, you're not going to be disappointed because you're doing exactly that. That's all we're doing. We're kissing a little while. We're going to make out. We're going to cuddle together naked. Even then, just take sex completely off the table and see where you can get with just the skin to skin contact, the touching, the hormones working together, getting that oxytocin flowing between the two of you, making you feel more trusting and vulnerable and open and loving to one another. Try it out and see if that works. All right. And then just tell them, all right, look, sex is off the table this month. Just tell them that. Like, sex is completely off the table this month. However, if we are together, we need to be hugging, kissing, making out some, behaving like people who actually want to touch one another. Let's try that and see where we're at in a month if, some of that desire has stoked back up for them. But it's hard because I know that it's mental and physical, and it's more than just trying to be mean to you, just not wanting to have sex with you. It's not just that. All right. All righty. Any other questions? You got anything else that you got on your mind there, Charmaine? Anything else that you want to tell me, talk to me about, want me to answer for you? I am here for you. You know I love answering your questions. I love being here for you. I did not have this resource. I am grateful for the internet. I am grateful for Facebook groups and being able to get together with a group of women who are trying to do something like this, who are trying to be brave and trying to be connected, and still, in the face of such great pain, still believe in the love, still know that the love is what they want and that's what they're going to go for and nothing is going to stop them. I love being around women like you, okay? Because I'm a woman like that. That's exactly how I felt about the whole situation. I was like, he is not going to run me away from my fantasy, from my love story. This is my fairy tale, okay? I met him. This shit was magical when I met him. There is no way he's going to mess this up for me. And it's all right for you to feel like that. If that's how you feel about this person, just go ahead and admit it to yourself, okay? If you're looking for a reason to stay, if you're like, oh, he needs to do this for me to be able to stay, if you're saying that to yourself already, you are trying to come up with reasons and excuses why you should be able to do what you want to do, instead of just saying, I don't need any reasons or excuses. It is what I choose, and that's what I'm doing. I want you to get to that place. If you want to work with me, if you want to get on a call with me, that is where I'm always going to lead you, is do what is going to make you happiest. This is going to be hard regardless. If you're going to leave, it's going to be hard. If you're going to stay, it's going to be hard. Okay. If you stay, you may get your happily ever after. You may get the ending to this story that this story deserves. Okay. If you leave, you may get a whole nother story that you deserve. It just won't be with this person. And that is where I had a problem. That was my issue right there, is the idea that I could have this great story and he wouldn't be a part of it was just completely unacceptable to me. I did not think that that was a good thing for my story. I wanted him to be the one that I ended this story with. I wanted him and my children to be my legacy, to be my mark on this world. And that's what I got. All right. That is what I got. And I was right about him as a person. I was right about him as a person, to want that for. He's a good dude. He's a good guy. You know what I mean? Like, men want to be him, women want to be with him. Like, he's a good guy. Like, everybody's ever worked with loves him, loves his work ethic, loves to be around him, says enjoy talking to him, try and get advice from him. He's just a good guy. He's a good guy, and he was the perfect one for me specifically. Okay. Like, everything about me that I think is weird, he loves. Okay. The things about me that nobody else has ever been able to accept, he was like, bring it on. So he was my person. He just always was. From the moment I first heard his voice, it was damn magical that I had just got the bouquet at my cousin's wedding a month and a day before I met him. So I knew from the very beginning he's who I wanted. And so when this happened, I didn't have to question myself as hard. Now, I did question myself. I did give myself such a hard time because everybody says, "Was a cheater always a cheater? And you're letting him treat you like a doormat, and he's never going to stop, and you're always going to have to look over your shoulder." And come to find out, none of that shit was true. Not a bit of it. Not once a cheater, always a cheater. People stop cheating all the time, every day. All right. I wasn't telling him to treat me like a doormat. I was telling him to treat me like a precious gem, a jewel of a woman who still forgave him and still loved him. Didn't even keep on giving him a hard time about it. Didn't keep beating him in the head about it on a regular basis. Somebody who was able to heal up and get through it and get to a good place with him and show him how wonderful she is. I was able to do that. So I want you to be able to do that. I want you to be able to glow from the inside, heal this thing up, show him that you are exactly the main character. You are the one he was supposed to be going for, okay? If he was looking for the match, he found her. All right. I want you to be able to feel like that, to stand up for what you want, stand up for the life that you want to live, for the person that you want to be and be with, and go ahead and heal from this and be happy again. You shouldn't have to be miserable. You should not have to be miserable anymore. You should not have to continue to be sad and stressed and angry and working so hard trying to keep your head above water just to heal from this. I got answers for you, baby. I do. I got answers for how you get this relationship back on track, for how you get yourself back on track. I got those answers. I want you to come join me and talk to me, and we can talk about it. All right. Come to click on my link. It's in my link tree and it's in the group. Go ahead and click on that link and link up with me. Get on a free call with me. I will give you a plan. Even if you do not work with me, even if you were like, I can't afford to actually sign up for the class right now, Dasha. I can't afford to do it. However, I still am suffering right now. What can you do for me? Get on this 45-minute call with me. You will have a plan. By the end of the call, even if you do not work with me, you will have a plan at the end of this to make you feel like, okay, I got a pretty decent idea about what I need to do for going forward now. I have some clue now. I have some plans, some steps that I can take right now. That's all I want you to do. I want you to have some way to be able to do this better. All right. Better, faster. Okay. So if you just want to talk to me about that, you just need a little bit of a plan. I will most assuredly give you a plan with your discovery call for free. But trying to tell you, if you want some big changes and you want them fast, okay? If you want me in your back pocket to be able to talk you down and tell you what to do step by step by step, okay? You need to join my After Infidelity Mastermind. All right. I can get on the phone with you for 45 minutes and give you a basic plan for where to start, but I can't keep up with you unless you're with me. Okay. I can't keep up with you unless you join my group. So if you join my group, what I'm going to be doing is giving you a number that you can text me on. You can just text me any old time. You can text me from DMs or from Facebook Messenger too. But I give you your own phone number. You can text me. You can let me know. Okay, look, I'm struggling right now. This is what happened. Or we're in an argument and I'm texting with him now, and he said he's sorry, but I don't know what to say from here on. I got you. You know what I mean? Like you'll have me in your back pocket. You will know what to do because you will have the ability to just pick up the phone and be like, help, and I will be like, to the rescue. Okay, that is what I want to do for you with this After Infidelity Mastermind. The After Infidelity Mastermind, you get most of the same things that you are getting with my one-on-one coaching. Okay, that's over $1,000 a month. That is what you're getting pretty much, except for the fact that the weekly meetings are with everybody instead of just with you. That is the only real difference between my individual coaching and my group coaching right now. So I got it like that right now. But like I said, it's a lot to do now. So it's not always going to be like this. But right now, that is how it is. And I want you to be able to have this group and have me and have the resources available to get to a better place faster. That is all I want for you. I do not want you to keep having to suffer with this day in and day out. So please go ahead and sign up for a call. Or if you know you love me and you know you want to work with me, go ahead and click the link to sign up for my After Infidelity Mastermind. Trying to tell you it's good stuff. It is excellent stuff. It's going to help you heal. Okay. All right. I think that's about it. Y'all got any other questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? Anything else I need to address? I don't see anything in the post. That's all I see for the moment. So let me go ahead and go to the end. Is always going to be one more thing that you can do on your own to start regulating your feelings and getting to a better place is do affirmations. All right. We need to sit with ourselves, look ourselves in the eye, and say with authority, to say like we mean it, a good thing about ourselves. Okay. When this trauma happens, our brain automatically goes into, oh, you're such a bad person, and he must not love you, and you must not be good enough because he was able to do this. All of that, okay? I understand that your brain is saying that, but it's only saying that out of fear. It is only saying that as a trauma response. It doesn't believe you're awful. It just tells you that because those things it knows will keep you isolated. It will make you back away from people if you're thinking those awful thoughts about yourself in your brain. So we've got to start fighting that. We cannot let that stand because as you think more and more worse thoughts about yourself, you actually start to believe them. Whatever you consistently tell your brain will believe. So you have to be sure to input that good, positive, optimistic message so that your brain knows, no, we don't feel like that about ourselves. We love ourselves. We are excited about being ourselves. You got to tell your brain that so it will get that message. Okay. So, this is the day's affirmation. Today I feel optimistic. Today I will see the beauty and goodness in the hearts of every person I interact with. And can you start with your honey? I know. It's hard to see the beauty and the goodness sometimes, especially once they've done all this. But this is somebody you did see beauty and goodness in. You loved very much. So I don't think that you just didn't know what you were talking about. I believe you if you said that this person was a good person, that they were good and they were beautiful and they were a wonderful person. I believe you. I don't think that you were wrong. I don't think that you were just so crazy and so wrapped up in love that you couldn't recognize a horrible person. I don't think that. I think that you very well knew that this was a beautiful, good person, somebody whose heart was where you wanted it to be. And you felt optimistic about being in a relationship with them. I don't think you did anything wrong with that. I think that you were absolutely right to do so. And that created a connection that, even though it is painful right now, okay, you create a connection that is so painful to think that it will be lost, that it feels so good and it's so true to you that it hurts you to think of it being lost. That is a serious connection. That is a serious connection. And there is nothing wrong with you wanting to keep it. I do not believe that you are wrong. All right. So today, feel optimistic. Today, I feel optimistic. Today, I will see the beauty and goodness in the hearts of every person I interact with, including yourself. Please and thank you. The beauty and the goodness is in you too. Okay. All right. Hey, Carrie Ann. I see you over there on Instagram. Hey, girl. All righty, y'all. That's about it. I think that's all I've got for you today. You all make sure you get on a call with me. Or if you already know that I'm the bomb, I am a great coach, and you want to get on with me for this upcoming group for the After Infidelity Mastermind, go ahead and sign up. We're going to be starting not January, June 1st. So I need you to go ahead and get on that. If you are interested in signing up, go ahead and sign up. Get this group together. We're going to be taking off in June, okay? All right, y'all. That's about it. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. I will be back again next week at same bat time, same bat station, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. I will be here then for you, all right? And hopefully I'll get to talk to some of you on some calls before then, okay? All right, y'all. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Bye, Instagram. And bye, Facebook and YouTube.